Oh yeah, take it away. I never had it anyway. I fell for it again. Well, you're gonna think, oh, I'm just saying this in case she listens. But I'm not. I'm there technically, but I'm not there psychologically. Oh, would you look at that? What a good angle. I got duped again. The Danish girl came back a third time. She was like, squirm for me, boy. Beg me to stay, and I'm never going to. And you know what I did? I begged again. But I kept my wits about me. I was literally, my first thought was, oh my God, you came back, everything's okay, I was just joking. When I said you were just making me squirm for your sadistic delight, I was just joking, I was just joking. Please forgive me. And, because I was so overjoyed. But then, oh fuck, I forgot a bag. Oh man, that's... And then I thought about it for half of a day. Now, a lot of times, you see where this white truck pulled in. This is where a gang stalker, who's referenced kidnapping me. Oh wait, no, I was wrong. It's a different house. I was gonna say, a lot of times when I drive by, they'll have someone from that house pulling in or out. Oh yeah, I kind of kept my wits about me. I kind of was like, yeah, I don't really think so. I don't really think that I was wrong about this. And then I was, on to the next thing, which was getting an e-bike, which was crazy. My mom bought me an e-bike, kind of. I have an e-bike, but it's just problem after problem. The battery, it's heavy, barely gets any range. So she bought me an e-bike. I have to pay for some of it, but for my birthday to get... Oh, and by the way, this video is dedicated because I feel like a loser, but not really. It's both, but the one that outweighs is I don't really feel like a loser. This video is dedicated to anyone who's ever liked my videos. And I don't even check. I actually can't check if anyone's liked my videos. I see by accident. I don't know how many people are watching. I only get a notification if someone comments. Here's a real creepy gang stalker. He was in a previous video. This is one of those smiling ones. He's a weirdo. I've talked about him. I did a dialogue about him. Hey, I got raped in a McDonald's bathroom when I was 10. Now I hunt bad guys to make up for the fact that my dad punched me in the face a lot. I did a whole monologue about him. He's one of the first gang stalkers I saw when I was still freaking out, not realizing what was happening. I thought him and I were psychically connected, and that's how he was always around when I was around. He's gotten a lot skinnier too. He used to be fatter. So it's dedicated to the people who like my videos, which I can't even check because I'm so afraid sometimes. I think, what if no one watched? What if no one liked it? And so when I upload a video, I be careful not to look. If someone... to look at the view count, to look at if anyone liked it. I'm careful not to look. Every once in a while, I see it by accident. And then I go, someone liked it. Oh my God, that's so great. And it means a lot. It's not about the popularity. It's that someone actually liked it. That's what it means. And because a lot of times I feel like I'm just talking to no one. And what a loser I am. And, even the Danish girl doesn't like me. Even the other TI doesn't like me. Well, I did kind of leave it open too with her. I wasn't just quite like, hey, fuck you. I hate you, you Danish bitch. I wasn't like that. I was like, I think you're a rascal, but I think you're a sneaky ass. I think you're deluded, actually. But talk to me once a month and I'll still like you. I thought that was kind of funny. And so in the back of my mind, I'm still like, well, maybe she will talk to me. But I'm not like obsessing over it. Like, I'm talking to a general audience. I'm not like, oh, I hope she's listening to this. Or I'm not like, I hope she's listening and she's gonna comment. Ooh, You know, I'm over it. And but I still remember her with a nice sentiment. Maybe she'll talk to me again. And if she doesn't, then I guess she's just a flake. And there's still other people who like my videos. And so my mom ordered me this e-bike. It was $799. I have to pay for like half of it about, but maybe a little bit less. Kind of like on a monthly payment plan to my mom. I was never expecting it. I was perhaps going to go into debt to buy an e-bike, because this is one of those bicycle ones where the distance you get on it is so much further. You get like, there's always someone walking out the entrance when I come into. Someone standing in front of me, or just someone standing right at the entrance. There's a security guard touching his head when I walk in. So I get this e-bike. It's called the Zidza. It goes 30, just a regular e-bike. It's nice looking. About the cheapest one you can get on Amazon, but to me it's expensive. I paid $550 for my e-bike. This one's like $800. Plus, I should mention, because this is exciting to me, on sale from $1,000. And so I'm very excited to have like 60 kilometers range on, first I have to get avocados. I have to check. I want to make sushi. Plan A is get the stuff to make sushi. Do they have avocados here? Probably not. Well, they do, but they're not ripe. Or, it looks like they do. Oh, that's perfect. $5.47, that's expensive. Let me see. I think I found the perfect bag already. Yeah. But then the other necessity is to get sushi rice. If they don't have that, then the plan falls apart. And sushi rice is basically short grain rice. And then the third thing we need is seaweed salad. I'm also being followed by the security guard right now. I'm actually hoping that he doesn't stop me for filming. That would bother me, because filming in here is one of my favorite things to do. So I'm reading all about this e-bike. We're researching it. It has Dutch handlebars, which seems like a mistake. Kind of like cruiser handlebars don't actually seem comfortable. They seem more like, well, on Reddit, they said the same thing. I've never actually tried cruiser handlebars, but Dutch handlebars are similar. They kind of fold backwards. I was really wary about that because it seemed like it would be too small for, I'm 6'2", and it seems like, and the distance between the seat post and the handlebars is 22.5 inches. Seems like it'll be kind of cramped. Plus, the handlebars move backwards towards the seat, making it even closer of a distance. It says it's good for people up to 6'3". So I'm reading all about this. I'm kind of freaked out, probably a gangstalker here. And I'm thinking, maybe this bike sucks. I think it's good. It does have the Amazon return guarantee. And then I read it's made in Shenzhen, China. And then I remember this comedy bit where this comedian, he says, "Ask me how I get the cobalt." Cobalt is a part of a lithium-ion battery. And the guy's like, "How do you get your cobalt?" And he's like, "From the dead child's hands. Open up that dead child's hands. Get the cobalt. Hey, does that dead child have some cobalt in his hand? Get that cobalt." And I'm remembering that comedy bit, and then I'm thinking, oh yeah, lithium-ion batteries. Those are the slave labor batteries. Put in everything. They're made with, they use cobalt to make jet engines. Your iPad, the GoPro batteries that I'm using right now, all use cobalt. And so I was like, I tried to sign in on my mom's account to Amazon to cancel the order because I felt like I'm going to lose my soul for ordering this bike. And then it set off these, I couldn't sign in, but it set off these alarms on my mom's account. I found out later that it canceled the order because it looked like fraud. Someone's trying to sign into her account, they can't. And so I don't say anything in the morning. I don't say, yeah, that was me. Cancel the order. Because I had read about it more, and 90%, basically all the cobalt in the world comes from the Congo. It's like the place, it's like the only place. Here's some gay gang stalker. No offense to being gay. You know, I should mention I was a bit of a closet homo when I was like 15 to 25. Oh, this actually looks like it could be good. Yeah, this is basically the good stuff here. Oh, organic sticky rice, only $1 more. Yeah, this is actually the perfect rice. So basically all the cobalt in the world comes from the Congo, mined by professional, non-child forced labor industrial mining companies. 90% of it is. But 10% of it is mined by artisanal miners, which is, families coming, I guess by forced labor they mean families forcing their 6-year-old to work alongside them to pay for the child's school tuition, to, working to for $1 a year or some ridiculous amount to get these cobalt rocks, where they're then sold to battery houses or they're sold in some way where it gets mixed up with the legitimate mining, and it's all kind of environmentally unsafe. It's all kind of, even the legitimate part of it is kind of messed up. And then you can't distinguish where the cobalt comes from. So then I'm thinking 90% of this battery is made perhaps ethically enough, seemingly, but then 10% of it is made using slave labor, maybe, or maybe it's all made using, maybe it's all made using non-slave labor. I guess it's close enough. Am I going to stop using electronics, stop using an iPad, stop using GoPro? And then there's the fact of the peasant workers. There's 290 million peasant workers in China, which is basically like similar. I don't know if it's like technically slave labor, but it's really bad. It's totally not cool. And holy shit, that's $6.90. I could get this cheaper at the expensive grocery store. And they do bad. You work in, this bike is from Shenzhen, and you work 2 days, you work 2 weeks, and you get 1 day off in 2 weeks. Okay, this is so expensive. Friggin', it's too expensive for sushi. But this was oh fuck, I forgot juice. Print only. I'll have to drink bubbly instead. So I kind of reluctantly, what am I gonna, I don't know, everything is from China, everything is from China. And there's really no way you can get an e-bike without getting it from China. Even if it's made in Canada, made in the United States, the cobalt from the battery, that's going to come from the Congo. Then it's going to be filtered through China, and then it's going to be sent somewhere to us rich Westerners. And I was seeing like this kid, he's like 7 or something, his testimonial on Amnesty International, and he's saying, I go to school, I work in the mornings in the cobalt mine to pay for my school in the afternoon. And I was thinking, school is such, this sounds really lame and cliche, but all these poor people from other countries they're like, oh, we need our education. And it's like, education is just a pyramid scheme. It's just, you can learn language without going to school. You can learn how to read without going to school easily. You can learn all the basics without going to school. The point of going to school is actually not education. It's politics. It's morality, it's conditioning, it's teaching you your values, it's brainwashing. Basically brainwashing you to be a Freemason. Basically brainwashing you, grade 1 is your first degree Freemason, grade 2 is your second degree Freemason, grade 3, etc. You're learning how to be subservient to someone, and you're learning how to make someone else subservient to you. And that's the whole point of school. And so I always feel kind of, I don't know, like these people are misguided, thinking they're trying to be Western. You know, we're going to go to school. That's really what you're saying when you're like, I want an education. You're saying, and I get it, on some level you're saying, no, I want a job. I get it. But where has school led us? Like, we're the masters of school over here in the West. We're the Harvard, and we're the ones who are also building nukes to blow up the whole fucking world. Where our education has not meant anything other than preventing us from intelligence. And all these poor countries are like, yeah, we want to be like you. We want to commit global suicide also. I mean, that's what I see when I see it. So I felt pretty conflicted about this damn, e-bike battery. And I also started thinking, man, there's a lot of people who have it worse than us. These people in China, they come from the countryside of China. There will be signs that say, are you a single woman without a family? Apply to work at this factory. Then they lock the doors when you're in there. Then they put security cameras all over the apartments to make sure you can't protest about the working conditions, there'll be fires in a factory. A whole bunch of people will die because they lock the workers inside the factory. And if they quit, then they have to go back to the outskirts of China where there's nothing for them. And so it's like, are they technically slaves? And if they put social media, if they have to wear bras and clothing without wires, without metal. They have to get special clothing because they have to get metal checked to make sure that they don't use social media to document the working conditions. And if they're caught documenting the working conditions, they can be arrested for disturbing the public harmony. And so I'm thinking, I'm like, oh great, I'm going to get my e-bike, and then I'm feeling like a damn gangstalker here. I'm feeling like, am I just like benefiting off slave and child labor here so I could be like, oh, I'm so cool, and fuck those gangstalkers, those immoral pieces of shit. And then I'm also feeling like the people in China, they might have it worse than us. They might have, just a regular peasant worker. That's what they're called, peasant workers. They might have it worse than us. There might be a lot of people. There might be like 1 billion people who have it worse than us. There might be, how many people? It's a stupid question. How could you possibly know? But just for the sake of talking shit here, literally how many people, if you had to guess, would knowingly trade positions with you? As you being a targeted individual. But you also see how generic the targeting is, how multifaceted it is. It's not just targeted individuals. There's targeting in so many forms. And I saw this other guy today, and I can't get on board. Anyone who's like, oh, I'm pro this politician, pro that politician, I can't get on board anymore. I'm just like, politician means war criminal. There's no point. It's like picking your favorite wrestler. It's just nonsense. I can't even pay attention. This guy, he got a soccer tattoo. Alexandros, he's a guy from Venezuela. living legally in the United States. He just got a death sentence. He got sent to the El Salvador death camp prison, which is like, you know, it's the prison in El Salvador. This woman has crazy hips to waist ratio. She works at KFC. She's probably a gang stalker. Her hips, you know, I don't know if she's attractive or not. Like it's not that she's old. I just don't know if I like her face, but her figure is crazy. Like, you know, her hips are like probably 50 inches wide, and her waist is like 25 inches wide. Like she's a true freak, like in a good way. Like she looks like she's wearing the tightest corset you've ever seen. Small, like she has exactly the body type I like. But anyways, so this guy, he lives in the United States. He was a political activist in Venezuela. And look up El Salvador prison. It's where they send gang members, and they're sitting like 1,000 of them in a room. They have no space to move. It's like the most horrible conditions. It's like it's a permanent prison that's like the worst prison on earth. And it's reserved for gang members who kill people, like terrorists. It's like a prison for terrorists. And this guy from Venezuela, he was an activist against the Venezuelan government, and he made a protest, and then he got arrested. He got suffocated in a torture chamber by the government and electrocuted. Then he moved to America seeking asylum. He had a plausible chance of getting American citizenship. He had a hearing coming up, and he just got abducted, probably by gang stalkers, but abducted by the United States government. And he's now being sent to that life in prison in El Salvador with terrorists because, even though he's from Venezuela, so he's being deported because he had a tattoo on his arm of a crown, and a crown is a symbol of a Venezuelan gang. And he also made a I love you sign on a social media post, and they said that was a gang sign. And his tattoo artist, as well as his family, said his tattoo is not a gang sign, it's a soccer sign. And his tattoo artist referenced and cited multiple people getting that same tattoo as a reference to soccer. But without any due process, this guy just got sent to a death camp. And I was just like, I'm speechless. And I'm thinking, there are so many people who are targeted in different ways. And I don't mean to make this about me. I'm less alone than I thought I was. Perhaps we have more allies than we realize. Perhaps there are other people who are saying, oh yeah, you got it real unspeakably bad. Well, so did I. Yeah. No, I do believe you. Yeah, I do get it. The precedent has already been set. There are things that are just as bad and worse happening to other people too. It's just as unbelievable. No due process. Death sentence without due process. That's basically what it is. Death by torture for no crime at all. Crazy. Hey, but at least we have sushi, right? Hey, at least we have our slave e-bike coming. Hey, at least we have an e-bike coming made by slaves. I'm gonna go real fast on my e-bike. Vroom, vroom.